We have a couple minutes before we need to take our next break. Let's introduce our next story, and that is, as we've talked about over the last few weeks, the legislature is in session, and the fine folks in the House they're working their darndest to come up with a lot of
they got
good
those
ideas.
Word processors just flying, don't they?
Oh man, the amount of paper that's produced in one session is astounding. Last week we talked about House File 85. There are a number, and I think I mentioned last week there's probably, Tony, close to a dozen various and sundry bills just on the area of foreclosure, as if everything that we've dealt with over the last few years hasn't been good enough.
This is proposed legislation, right?
Legislation, yes. We talked about House File 85, and one of the things they wanted to do was allow people who've been foreclosed on to be able to continue to stay in their homes for a period of 2 years to kind of give them a little decompression time, I guess, to before having to move on to get back on their feet, not recognizing the damage it would do to the rest of the homeowner association.
I'm not sure they think about homeowners associations much at all in this context, do they?
You know, to me, I always try to think of analogies, and the analogy that came to my mind with some of these foreclosure bills is this: you've got 4 people sitting in a 4-person lifeboat, and now we say, well, we've got to be able to save 2 more. So let's put 2 more in. Well, you put in 2 more, and guess what? The boat doesn't float anymore, and now the 4 who were safe, they're not even safe.
Everyone goes.
That's what's happening, I think.
Too much is getting piled on?
Yeah, and so what's happening is too much is being piled on to the remaining homeowners in an association.
Gotcha.
Bringing other people down as well.
Gotcha.
And I want to take a look at that and how that relates to House File 83, but after these messages.